Good morning, children. This is continuation of your second chapter, civics, constitutional design. Now, making of the constitution, British left the decision to the rulers of princely states to merge, whether they will merge with Pakistan or they will merge with India or they will remain independent. The constitution makers were anxious about the present and future of the nation. Now, the consensus of creating the Indian Constitution had evolved from the freedom struggle. There were different views regarding what path India should take after independence, how they will form their constitution, and these basic ideas and what idea they had regarding the path they will take. Those ideas should be accepted by everyone. These basic ideas was the main thing for the formation of the Indian Constitution. Now, in 1928, Motilal Nehru and 8 other Congress leaders, they drafted a constitution for India. At the Karachi session of the Indian National Congress in 1931, the leaders decided how the Indian Constitution should look like. Now, there were few things like universal adult franchise, right to freedom and equality, rights of minorities. These were the important topics of discussion, and some basic values were accepted by all leaders much before the Constituent Assembly met to deliberate on the Constitution. Now, in 1937, election for provincial legislature and ministries were held all over British India. Indian Constitution adopted many institutional details and procedures from colonial laws like the Government of Indian Act 1935. After years of thinking and discussion, our leaders, they got that confidence to learn from other countries, but on their own terms. Blindly they will not follow the other country's instructions. They'll have to see if those are applicable in our country. They had to see that. Many of our leaders, they were inspired by the ideals of French Revolution, Socialist Revolution of Russia, practice of parliamentary democracy in Britain, and the Bill of Rights in the US. Now, Constituent Assembly elections to the Constituent Assembly were held in July 1946. Its first meeting was held in December 1946 after partition of India and Pakistan. Now, the Constituent Assembly that wrote the Indian Constitution, that time constituted 299 members. The Assembly adopted the Constitution on 26th November 1949, but it came into effect on 26th January 1950. To mark this day, we celebrate 26th January as Republic Day every year. Now, today, is that Indian Constitution is legitimate? Now, the Constitution does not reflect the view of its members alone, but expresses a broad consensus of its time. Over the years, several groups have questioned that some provisions of the Constitution, but no large social group or political party has ever questions about its legitimacy. This is an unusual achievement for the Indian Constitution because they have consulted all the country's constitution and they have adopted it according to our country. Now, another reason for accepting the Constitution is that the Constitution Assembly represented the people of India. It could not be chosen directly by all the people as there was no universal adult franchise that time. The Constituent Assembly was elected by the members of the existing provincial legislature. This ensured a fair geographical share of members from all regions of the country. Now, working of the Constituent Assembly was dominated by the Indian National Congress, which included a variety of political and regional groups of people. In social terms, the Assembly represented members from different language groups, caste, classes, religions and occupations. Finally, the Constituent Assembly worked in a systematic, open and consensual manner which gave sacred quality to the Constitution. Now the drafting committee. First some basic principles were decided and then a drafting committee under the chairmanship of B.R. Ambedkar prepared a draft constitution for discussion. The discussion of the draft constitution took place clause by clause. Each clause were explained. Members of the drafting committee completed the work in 114 days spread over 3 years. They had to discuss 3 years about this constitution. Each clause they had to explain. More than 2000 constitutional amendments were made. That means little changes were made. Every document presented and every word spoken in the Constituent Assembly has been recorded and preserved. These are called Constituent Assembly debates and have been printed in 12 volumes, 12 big volumes. These debates provide the rationale behind every provision of the Constitution and are used to interpret the meaning of the Constitution. Some important members involved in drafting of Indian Constitution: Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Abdul Kalam Azad, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, H.C. Mukherjee, Durgabai Deshmukh, Baldev Singh, Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, Shama Prasad Mukherjee, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Sarojini Naidu. Now, what was the guiding values of Indian Constitution? To understand the Indian Constitution properly, we need to understand the overall philosophy. This can be done by knowing the views of some prominent leaders about our Constitution as well as our preamble to our Constitution. Now, what was the dream and promise of Mahatma Gandhi? Mahatma Gandhi was not a member of the Constituent Assembly, but many members of it followed his vision. In 1931, he wrote a book. In a magazine, he wrote about young India, that he wanted to visualize how India would be after independence and how the constitution he wanted. He wanted a constitution to promote harmonious living of all communities in the country. It should not allow untouchability, intoxicating drinks or drugs in the country. It should give equality to women and men. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar wanted political, social and economic equality for all. He is known as the father of the Indian Constitution. He feared that if we deny equality in social and economic life for long, democracy will be in great danger. Now, Jawaharlal Nehru, he also wanted equality of opportunity to all in the poverty and ignorance and control of diseases. He wanted all responsible persons to dedicate themselves to the service of the society. Now, how was the institutional design? A constitution embodies the values and philosophy into institutional arrangements. Most of the Indian constitution details these arrangements. The constitution describes the institutional arrangement in legal language. The makers of the constitution made a provision for making amendments to the constitution from time to time. These changes are called constitutional amendments. Okay, today only up to this. We will continue in the next class. Very little are left. After that, I will give you question answers. Read properly. Each line learn properly. Okay. Okay. Bye then.